It's extremely important to be able to quickly find data in a table or a query or a form. Let's look at tables. I'm going to double click in my navigation pane the table called products, and I'm after a certain product by its name, so best I then click somewhere in the product name column. To do a find, I can press the shortcut key Control F, or I could use this find button here up on my home tab in the ribbon, and it either mentions Control F. Now when we do a find, we then tell it what we want to find. So if I want to find tofu, for example, I'll just type tofu. Now I don't need to worry about the case because I haven't said match case. When I go find next, there it is there. It is product number 14, tofu. If I find next again, it tells me that I've basically reached the end and that's the only item that's called tofu. Now if I said match case and went find next, it wouldn't find it at all. I would have to put it in capital T OUF in order for it to match the case and find it. Actually, let me just start from the top of the list. Start with a lowercase t, match case, find it, can't find it. But if I start at the top of the list and I put a capital T, it will find the one and only. So match case is an option as well, but we don't tend to use that too much. It will search up, down, or in all directions, and I think all directions is good. It does match the whole field though, so if there is something that's got a word after tofu or before tofu, it won't find it. So let's say we're looking for something that's got the word tofu in it. Asterisk, tofu, asterisk. We touched on the asterisk, which is a wildcard, when we were doing queries. Those wildcards and asterisks work also when you're doing a find. So let's have a look and see if there's anything that's got the word tofu in the middle, at the beginning, or at the end. So I find next. Here's long life tofu, find next, and just tofu, find next. So there's two products that contain tofu. So it is useful to use those asterisks. If you don't use the asterisks, you can also put tofu this way and say any part of field or just the start of a field. So if I went any part, that would be the same as putting an asterisk either side and saying contains. If I find next, there's long life tofu, product 74, and find next, there's tofu singly and product 14. So these are the options here. Also, if I was looking for a product maybe that began with choc, such as chocolate, I'll put choc asterisk. I can tell it to look in the current document and find next, and there's chocolate biscuits, there's chocolate, and there's two of them. And so you can look in just the column. So if I look in the current field and I put choc asterisk, find next, then it will find it in any part. If I actually change that back to whole field, find next, it will only find chocolate. Go back to the top, find next, there's chocolate, because this is begins with choc, the whole field, and it's going to find only that one product. So you can easily find whatever you're looking for. Just click in the column, hit Control F or the find, and tell it what you want to look for, and use the wildcards if necessary. And it works in a table or a query.